All right. So now we're streaming.
We are streaming.
Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
To Rise and Thrive Local on this Monday morning here. We're going to be drinking our coffee. It's not even Monday morning. It's like Monday afternoon. We have a little bonus because our kids are shipped off to school today.
Yeah.
Schools in BC are open, which very limited like they're open. Here, let me hit record over here actually too.
Okay.
Do both. Okay, so
I'm going to
this.
take my glasses off. Okay. Can everybody see me?
All right, so hey, it is Monday afternoon, and you are here with Rise and Thrive Local.
I'm Chandel.
I'm Jason.
This is Jason.
Yeah, that's who we are. And we are owners of a marketing agency called Think Big Studios, but also more than that, we are the facilitators of this new group, this new movement, this new community that we're bringing to you called Rise and Thrive Local, all focused on local businesses and helping everyone get together, succeed, have fun, do all that kind of exciting and fun stuff.
Totally.
So,
I'm going to check out here and see who's joining us right now. If you are watching us live, do you want to let us know that you can hear us okay?
Yeah,
Maybe
I'd love
let
to hear
us
that.
know what you're up to on this fine afternoon. And Jason can get rolling here.
Jason can get rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing we want to talk about today is our title for today is, let me just open this up. I'm going to click that. It'll show me some of the chats anyways coming in. But one of the things that we want to talk about today is, are you going after that 5% of customers, or are you going after, the other 95% of customers? And you're thinking to yourself, you're like, what the hell are you talking about? But it reminds me of there's a joke, I think it is. There's two bulls that are sitting on top of a hill, and they're looking down at a field of cows. And one of the young bull is like, oh, let's run down there. We're gonna go down there and we'll love one of these cows. And the old bull is standing up there, and he's like, just wait, son. How about we walk down and we'll love them all? And that's the thing, though. A lot of our businesses, we're treating it as we're the young bull. We're excited to get out there and get this one customer, get out there and reach them, and we're going after that one guy out there. Meanwhile, we're ignoring all the rest of the cows, the customers, the clients that are out there being like, I just want some love too,
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's what we're talking about today. So the thing is with when we're looking at, there's also another analogy that goes really well with it, is are you asking your customers to marry you before you even take them out on a date, right? So the idea here is that we want to be dating our customers and building a relationship with our customers for a longer period of time before we're asking them for the marriage proposal. And in business, what the marriage proposal is all the time is like, buy from me now, buy. I've got this sale coming on. Come buy this thing. You want it. Buy. Rather than, being like, hey, how are you? Let's get to know each other. Maybe you can see if you like the stuff that I've got, and maybe you've got the money that I want, and we can do business together.
Yeah, I like to call it like the dance floor. I always like to talk about that a little bit.
Tell me about the dance floor.
You're out at a club, or maybe you're at a lounge, something like that, with your pals, and somebody catches your eye, So maybe you start to dance a little. Maybe you start to move a little, and you start to see, if that person is connecting with you, or maybe that person starts to see if they like the way you move. They like whatever. Then maybe they come up to you and they start a small conversation. They see if you're interesting or not. They don't just come up to you and say, you want to, go with me right now?
No, not unless you're in Vegas. hey, you want to go get married?
You gotta date somebody a little. You gotta dance somebody a little, right? And you gotta put yourself out there a lot to see. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not as good as Jason is. His analogies, but
that's the thing, right? So we're like so many people. There was a client that we were working with a while ago. They're a landscape company, and before they hired us, their business was just struggling, right? They were trying to get more customers. They're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, and they're putting out graphic after graphic of like, buy this. What was it? It was like, we'll cut your lawn. You know, hey, we have a sale.
Yeah.
But if you look back at the feed, there was zero content there, right? There was zero relationship building. There was no goodwill. There was no entertainment, information, value, nothing to build a relationship with us and say, hey, you know what? You might be the landscaping company that I actually want to work with, right? So when we took over, they came to us and said, hey, we are literally on our last foot here. Please work with us, or else we're literally going to have to close our business. And so we did. We started working with them. And the first thing that we did was we started building new content. We started building relationship. We started talking about, you know, how we clean, how we do this lawn, how we do that thing.
Some of the most like some of the funniest ones that we
just did like, a lot of humor too.
We took over their organic social media as well as ads, but some of the ones I was actually just looking back at that the other day. I thought maybe I would post some examples, but I right away was like, okay, landscaping, who makes that decision? Usually the lady of the house, a lot of times, you know.
The guy's like, I'll get it done.
Right? And a lot of the time, it's like, is he going to mow the lawn and do this stuff or not? And I'm sick of wondering. So I legit posted stuff like happy wife, happy life. You know, like, get your yard looking gorgeous and love your man at the same time. Like, things like that. Because it's like, that's the biggest thing is the frustration behind, like, what's going to actually move you to book that house cleaning or that lawn trimming or that new haircut or whatever it is. It's like more than just the service that you're providing. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah?
Yeah, so
can I finish the sentence?
I
don't know.
I just thought it was weird that you didn't have a point. Okay, so anyways,
it builds a relationship and it shows that you can relate to that person versus that you just want them to call you to book a service or
so you
buy a
understand
product.
what they're going through, what's happening.
You understand what's going on in their head. You're relatable. You're like, imagine if you did walk up to somebody, you should probably like show some personality.
Well, if you're taking somebody on a date, you're dating somebody, you would provide value. You'd have conversations with them. You'd talk with them.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hey, how's it going? You know, like a lot of stuff like that. Not just be like,
I'm like amazing.
You want to get married? You want to get married?
Let's go right now.
Let's go get married.
Okay.
So,
same with referrals. Let me actually add to that. And then I know I'm on a time limit. I might need to leave before Jay, but
we got 15 minutes. Here we go. Keep it quick.
I want to also add referrals. I want you to think of like a girl's trip or a guy's trip. Like you're going fishing, you're going camping, you're going to Vegas for shopping for the weekend or whatever. And maybe you have a friend that nobody else knows that you're thinking of possibly inviting. You would make sure that that person is going to get along with the group. Like you're going to make sure that like they're fun and they're not going to be like a downer, right? And so same with referrals. People refer you when they know for sure that you're going to go and get a really good experience. Like people don't just refer without knowing.
Right.
Yeah.
Word of mouth, right?
But I do see a lot of social media posts about that, like tell a friend and you'll save whatever. And it's like, these people aren't even your customer. Your loyal customer,
tell a friend about our sale.
Yeah, tell a friend about our sale. Like, comment, tag, share, whatever. Things like that. So that's the same way to look at it.
Yeah, no,
it's like,
it is. It's I think that's a whole point is that we want to continue to be building a relationship with someone. And there's a great quote by Dan Kennedy, who is like awesome awesome copywriter here. I wonder why your microphone is so high and mine is so low. I can see it on the screen over there.
Maybe because you're so far away from it.
Well,
Although
yours is super
it is
far
on a
away, too.
paint can, you can't see.
Yeah,
It's
no,
'cause-
I'm tall.
Yeah.
So it's got to be up higher, closer to me. Anyway, so there's a great quote by Dan Kennedy, which is, we want to get a customer. We want the sale to get a customer and not the customer to get a sale. And the sale just being a transaction, right? So when you switch your thinking about that is we're trying to get a sale so that we get a customer, and then we're building this relationship with them rather than just like getting that one
Getting a
customer
sale.
to be like, okay, I want that transaction, because the
That's right.
customer is going to be more of a lifetime type thing. And you know what? Actually, we're going to get into the lifetime value of a customer and building that kind of relationship with people later on this week. But right now, I'm going to track back here. And
Backtrack.
So backtrack, 8-track, there we go. So here's the thing. So anytime in your marketplace, there are 4% of customers who are ready to buy right now within the next 30 days. You have a small circle of about 4%, but here's the thing. It's not just customers who are ready to buy from you. It's everyone they're ready to buy from any person in your marketplace who is offering the same services as you. So you're competing at any moment with 4% of customers in your marketplace who are ready to buy with every other business who is doing the same thing as you. So if you're a landscaper, that 4%, you're dividing that 4% up between all the other landscapers, right?
Yeah.
If you're a hair salon, you're dividing that 4% up between all the
A
other
roofer,
hair salons.
whatever
A
it is,
plumber,
whatever it is, yeah.
Pool maintenance guy, lawn care, I don't care what it is. You bake cakes, you're dividing that 4% up between all the other people in your city who bake cakes, right? And everyone's forgetting that just beyond that, there's 50% of your entire market who's not ready to buy right now, not in the next 30 days, but they're ready to buy, 30 to 60 days out, 30 to 90 days out. And they all have it in their head, but nobody's building a relationship with them. Everyone right now is all doing that same garbage marketing, which is like, just buy from me now, buy, buy. And everyone's dumping tons and tons and tons of money into their ad campaigns where they're like, I just want that person who's ready to buy right now, and then, but they're completely ignoring that other 50%. So like the question is for today, which is on the top of our post here, is would you rather have 50% or 5% of 100 customers that are available there because you're dividing it between 20 other companies that are doing the same thing as you, or would you have 5% of 1,000 customers? Because that 1,000 customers are the 1,000 customers that nobody else is marketing to right now, who is ready to buy from 30 days to 6 months
down
or
the
90
road,
days down the road.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of what we do with our active interest marketing, with the AIM method, which we teach in the group and everything like that, is that you're building a relationship with these customers so that when it does come time to buy, they're ready to buy. You're top of mind. They know you and you know them. And the thing is, as you're doing this, is you're building, anytime we start a campaign, we're starting off with awareness and engagement ads. And what that means is...
Or just posts. It doesn't always need to be ads, but just posts too.
Posts, videos, ads, stuff like that. We're building a relationship with them, right? Which is providing value. And I mean, the best way to provide value to someone, the best way you can help someone is actually by helping them.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can provide them content that says, hey, this is how I can help you. This is how you take care of this little problem that's in your house. This is how you take care of that little problem. This is how you make this thing. This is how you build that. This is what you want to watch out for. This is the transformation. This is the benefits. This is the stuff that we all want to talk about rather than just saying sale kind of thing. Those people after 30 to 60 days, they're going to be like, cool, who's top of mind as soon as I want to get my lawn done? It's going to be company XYZ who's been building a relationship with me this entire time. So when they're ready to buy, they'll be thinking of you.
Yeah. Do you want to throw down a few examples of different services that I like to call it PrePaving too?
Okay.
Just like how can you set the tone? How can you build that relationship ahead of time one that clicked into my head this morning, I got a message from a friend of mine, Katie, who is going to through the program to become a realtor. So I started thinking about that. Like, how could you start to build a relationship with people before they're actually ready to go and list their home, right? So what if you created content around what is a good time of year to sell? What are the top 5 things that you should do to your home before you get somebody to come in and not evaluate? What is it called? For a valuation of your home. You know, should you rent
Clearly
or should you
realtors.
sell? Yeah. You know, but those are things that you can do to create content to pre-pave that a little bit and build that relationship a little bit with people so that in a year from now or 2 years from now, when they are ready to sell, because it takes a while to make that decision, right? Then they know you and they love you and they trust you because you've shown them more than just your listings and your sold signs. Like, I think there's just such a huge opportunity there. Oh, maybe you can't hear me.
I think we can hear you.
I just think that there's so much opportunity there to build a relationship, right?
Yeah.
Is there another industry or like actual example that you want to throw down?
Well, let's just go back to yard care for a minute. Like, it's really simple with that one too. It's like simple things that you can be doing to build a relationship with your customers in the yard care. And you can take this to any trade, any business, really. Is like, okay, somebody's got brown spots on their lawn. You know, what would you do to take care of that? I mean, you can show them the products and stuff that you use, but it's like, here, you can do this, right? You can take this and do this on your own. Another thing is maybe they have a bunch of weeds. You know, what's the best way to take care of weeds or prevent weeds? You know, that's going to make your job easier rather than just being like, okay, well, we'll come and take care of weeds. Right? Because here's the thing, you don't be scared about, or, you know, even give them value about why they want to get rid of certain weeds. Or what kind of plants go with different types of plants to make their thing better. Or why you want to prune trees. Right now, I've been out in the backyard. We've got a bunch of fruit trees in our backyard. We've got some nectarines and pears and stuff like that. And one of the things I'm doing is I'm going through and I'm taking off, I've probably taken off 50 to 60% of the nectarines that are growing on the tree because they're in huge bunches. But the thing is, if you don't do that, then, I mean, your fruit's going to be smaller and whatever else. So, I mean, educating customers about why they would want to take, you know, fruit off their trees or thin it out a little bit.
I want to jump in because I feel like you were about to say it and then you didn't. Don't be scared that you're giving too much away. That is one of the first things that our clients will say to us is like, well, I can't share that information because we don't want for them to know that information, or we don't want our competitor to steal that information, or things like that. Like, come at it with an abundance point of view and just understand that
for the most part, anything that you share, they can go on YouTube and get.
They can.
You know,
if you're just showing up
share.
and you're like, hey, look, this is a great thing to plant here. Or, you know, how can you tell if you need a new roof? Or whatever it is.
Leaks,
so if you're catching us on the replay, like, feel free to comment below with any industry that you're in. If you're feeling like you could use some ideas, we'd love to comment back and give you some actual tips that are that will go for you, for your industry, for what you offer as far as a service or a product in the local market.
For sure. And I think that's exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, don't be afraid to share how to do something.
Don't ever be scared of giving information away.
Think about it this way. Would you rather have them go to YouTube and find your competitor who's talking about that?
Yeah.
Or would you rather them getting the information from you? Or would you rather them have the information from some unknown person on YouTube or on Facebook or whatever it is, or get the information from you? The only thing that's going to happen, especially if it's a lot of work, what's going to happen is they're going to come up to you and say, hey, I want to hire you for this.
Yeah.
You know,
or maybe they'll follow.
I can see you're an expert in this. You know exactly what you're talking about. I don't have the time to be picking all my weeds, pruning my trees, you know, doing whatever.
Or like maybe those.
I don't have time to reshingle my roof. You know, if you're giving me all the information and you show me that you know exactly what you're talking about and you're providing that value back to me before I even buy. I mean, that's how you build that relationship. That's how you date someone. online.
Well, the other thing is, like, maybe they will follow your advice, but then all of a sudden they're ready for a full landscaping job. Yeah. Or, you know, they've gotten to a point where now they do need your help. Like, what do they need before? What do they need really before they come and work with you? Think about some things like that.
There's a lot of customers that we've experienced over time through us, through our different clients, through our different customers, and through the students that we've taught, is that someone will come along and they'll start doing a little bit of it on their own, but then they'll just, there's this whole thing where you're excited at the beginning and then your enthusiasm for this dips, right? Where you're like, yeah, we're going to build this whole new yard. Yeah, we're going to start doing this. And then 6 months later, you still have the whole thing dug up. The same thing happens with renovations, right? Bathroom renovations, kitchen renovations. How many people are living with like no flooring in their house or drywall that's not patched and done? I know in one of our houses there, we had an unfinished basement for like a year and a half or more, because we started and it was just finally, okay, we got to get this thing done, and we got some help and I did a bunch of stuff.
I just think
but your enthusiasm for stuff dies, right? So even if they start doing something on their own, more than likely they're going to want to call the expert, and the expert is going to be the person who's giving them so much value. Yeah,
and so just for today, think of that. Think of what are things that you can do to build a relationship and get in front of people. Think of where they could be before they need what it is that you offer, and then think about the future. Like, think about 3 months from now instead of just like right this minute.
Mm-hmm. Because the other thing about that is we get in a situation like a global pandemic hitting us, which comes out of the blue, smack right in the face, right? And everyone goes like, okay, I need to market now. I need to market. I need to advertising. I need to advertise.
Yeah.
That the problem is, I mean, you can rush that, but it's going to be your most expensive marketing that you've ever done in your life.
Because
it's going to cost you the most because you haven't done anything. You haven't laid that foundation and you haven't built anything up. So when you're ready to sell, when you're like, oh, I need customers right now, is when it's actually going to cost you a ton of money, and you never know if it's going to work because you don't know actually how many people are out in that marketplace and how many people are ready to buy when you're ready to sell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would love for you guys to leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Share this video around if you see somebody who's like, hey, I'm totally rushing the
Share with a pal if you want.
Share with a pal, just clean with a friend. And cheers. Here, I sent you some marketing knowledge.
And any other questions that you guys have around any of this stuff, feel free to post, message us if you don't feel like posting in public. We are here.
Join us in Rise and Thrive local. Jump in there. And we'll love to see it. And
we'll see it tomorrow.
We got a meeting in 3 minutes, so we're going to jump off and end this.
But glad that we got to jump on, and hope that you're having an amazing day.
All right, see ya.
Bye, guys.